Welcome everyone. Happy Sunday. Today I'm going to explore the power of words, thoughts, vibrations, and how we can bring awareness to the words that we choose to speak and the influences that has on our entire lives. So that's what we're going to go over today. I'm going to show you my thought process and my feel process to all of this now. And everything that we experience in life all links. We continue to live our life in isolation, yet if we knew it all links, everything is meant to happen, everything that we have done was for a reason, and everything that does take place now, if you bring awareness to it, you're going to see how simple it really is, and we're caught up in the mind. So working with feelings, working with sounds, you connect with God quicker than words. We're going to reverse the process. I'm going to show you God we underestimate because we view God as human, or we look through the eyes of a human and try to imagine what God is like. God is so far superior to anything that we could even imagine because we've never seen it before. We're doubting God so much. Some people believe there's space and distant lands and galaxies and planets. Well, God would have had to create that too. So if that's only just make believe, you've got all of a sudden you've got to bring it back. The intelligence inside your body, that's God. And body works on feelings. It doesn't work on words. It works on feelings, vibrations, images. So the spiritual being that we are, we're only making sense of it being human. A human experience, experienced by the spiritual being. So let's see if people are on. We'll make this interactive as well. Good day, Tammy. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everyone. So words has changed my life, completely changed my life. And the more I'm aware of it, words fascinate me. Words simplify everything down that takes place in your world, everything, if you simplify it down to words. If you simplify life down to just this moment, the present moment, no worries about your past, there's no thoughts on the future, it's just you're here now, the present moment. All you get in that moment is one word, maybe two. So it's a vibration, it's a noise. Why are words so powerful? Because the meaning of the word is the last thing that we get from that word. However, that's the first thing we take on board is meaning. Before the meaning of the word, and the mind processes it all, I've sent it with a feeling. I've sent it with body language. I've sent it with intent. I've sent it with emotions. All those factors play a key part to truth. A truth cannot be a truth unless the whole process is the truth. And when you bring it back to words, now you've got to bring awareness to, right, the meaning of the word, the way it's delivered. If I close my eyes, what was the feeling of the word? How was it said? They say, it's not your responsibility to be concerned of how your truth is received. It's not your responsibility at all. The most important thing when it comes to truth is the messenger, the way it's delivered. When you deliver the truth from a place of love, from a place of neutrality, equality, all of a sudden, then you'll see there's a truth. If it's not that, it's not a truth. So again, coming back to words, vibrations, feelings, try to put it all together. Hi, Grubstar. Hope you're well. Nice to hear your words of wisdom again. Thank you for listening. Hi, Sazel, 78. 86 on now. I'm in flow today, people. Words has changed my life completely. I said that just a minute ago. And when you become aware of the words that you speak, you always have a choice. So my philosophy now, and again, it does take work. It doesn't just happen overnight. That's the human experience. That's mastery. That's the soul. But when you become aware of the words, now I have a choice. My philosophy is I can only be a positive person if I speak positive words. And when I speak positive words, I own them. I speak with truth. So it's how we determine what positive is, because I can say something that will trigger someone else, but I do it with love. I do it with impact. I do it with a message. So the perception of who sends it and who receives it are different. And the only reason why we get caught and feel guilty about certain things that we do deliver from truth is because we watch their reaction. We hear them moan. We hear them say spiteful things, and then we take it personally. Like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe that was too harsh. No, if it was from your heart. So when we bring it to feelings, you're going to see that's energy. That's the soul. A spiritual being having a human experience. A human experience, a three-part being: body, mind, and soul. So the spiritual being is the soul, your truth. And then the human experience is the mind and body, all one thing. So we're going to work on that basic. And I've got an even simpler way of looking at that three-part being now. It's still a two-part being. It's mind and soul. And body, I like now to use the analogy, flat earth. The earth is the body. It's always there. It's perfection. It's nature. If you left it in the right environments, it would thrive, just like nature. So the things that move around us, the sun and the moon, that's your mind, that's your soul. A solar eclipse, a soul alignment. We have a choice always. Every day is a new day. Every day there's a night and day. The moon has phases, ego. And with all the distractions, the soul is still the truth. So if you follow the soul every day consistently for a month, a moon's pass, meaning, all of a sudden the mind understands what the body feels, the soul speaking truth all the way through. That's the experience. You have to show up every day, have a choice. And you cannot compare today to yesterday, even if you do the same things, because life changes. Events take place. Social media posts come and go. Hi, Barb. Lovely to see you. Mickey B50. Exaggeration is truth that has lost its power. Glad to hear from you again, mate. Love that statement too. The truth is just there. Like if you zoom into this white light, it's just energy. Then we describe the truth. Those words are the mind. That's now a concept. That's a framework. Other people hear those words and go, oh my God, yeah, that's the truth. So now there's more people saying it. There's more people putting out there. It's a description. The truth still, because that's just one way of finding the truth. Because the truth is just infinite, you can look at it from all ways. And all ways in time zones too. Past, future, spirals. There's no rules when you go to the soul. So the words that describe the truth is the thing that you should take away from today. Words, although they connect with the feeling of the truth, can never be the full truth. Only if you're the ones who say those words, you can stand on those words and you are those words. That's when it's a truth. And if you break down different roles that we play in our life, different parts of our life, some things we're a lot better on. We can judge ourselves as being better. And some things we let ourselves down on. We're lazy, we're unhealthy, we drink too much, we eat too much, we should be exercising. But then on the other hand, we're a hard worker, we're a good mum, we're a good cleaner, we look out for other people. Everyone's got this full spectrum going on. We like to spend our time in the ones where we perform better. If you bring awareness to every single one of those spectrums now, and you just sit in the middle of all of it, every single one of them has words, as story attached to them. I'm not so good at this. I used to struggle all the time at this. I can't sleep. All those words, if you just watch it, or you're going to see this story just come around you, your whole life story. And none of it's true. Because we wasn't aware of the truth and how to describe the truth and what the human experience of the truth is. So that was a long-winded intro, but I'm gonna bring it back to visuals so we can all work, because some of this stuff is out there because it stretches the imagination, it breaks all concepts in terms of what we've been told, and also it triggers ego because it challenges what we know as truth. And then we realize as we go on this journey, we don't know anything because it continues to change. And it always changes, even when you look back from 10 years ago to 20 years ago, more stuff comes out. Hi, Rowan. Lovely to see you. So let me start. Simplify life down to a choice. Your soul from energy. Close your eyes. Or I ask you now, close your eyes and just notice the feeling inside your body. Notice that calmness. And if we simplify life down to a choice, there's your soul, your truth, yourself, your sun, your energy, your spirit. And then anything that's not your soul is not that feeling. So we call it ego. It's just when you're not vibrating as yourself. Ego, break that down. Edging God out. Well, your soul, the Son of God, is the truth. So if you're not feeling like that, then it has to be ego. The truth is the Son of God, co-creator of God, God itself. So from a feeling, you can simplify life down to ego or soul. So right away now, when people say, oh, I don't know, I can never find my soul, I need to do all this, and this is going to take 8. Right now, you're in your soul, because the opposite of that is ego. So this is the objective of life, what I've taken from it over the last few years. Life comes down to feelings. Your feelings are the truth. Whenever you take a direction in life, whenever you intend to do something, if it does not feel right, if there's certain circumstances that take place outside your life, there's signs, it's not right. Your truth is a feeling. It's a intuition. Intuition. So there's a tutor within you. Intuitive. That's that sixth sense. I'm only just getting used to the words I say and really thinking about what I say. I'm 77 days sober from drugs and alcohol, and before used the words to feel guilt and shame, but change it. Love that, Taylor. And a big shout out to you as well. When you reach a day, you've got a milestone date, there's always celebration dates. So I'm going to throw on your next one, when you describe the next time, on one of these lives, I'm going to challenge you. I'm 77 days sober from drugs and alcohol. So rather than tell me what you're sober from, let's use the word sober and get rid of that as well. Tell me how you felt and how you've grown in the last 77 days. Tell that story. And watch the magic come out. You'll realize, whoa, So much has changed. And I say that from personal experience. Celebrating being sober, celebrate it once, celebrate it twice, celebrate it 3 times, but don't make that your story. You've moved on now. Your life doesn't have sober in it. Your life has thriving, excitement, creation. But what your life also has is your story. Write it down. And then that's a chapter of your story. That stays there then, that's the truth. You have to keep retelling it, because each time we tell it, we lose the lack of the feelings behind it. But yet a lot of us are identified by our story, and they talk about it all the time, unaware of it. And then we play that role our whole life. But like we said, the one knowing in life, the universal law, God's law, change. And I give you an example. I'll give you a few. Models. Models start young in their career, at the peak of their career, early 20s. The model industry is cutthroat, it's ruthless. There's no sense to any of it, the way that they deem one person to be bad, looking ill and skinny, but yet someone else can get on. So there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of creepy men. So there's a lot that goes on there, but model is all eyes on. A lot of attention. You can imagine a luxury life if you make it. And then people don't take, or they do take for granted, like there's a lot that goes on to being a model. I got to train a few. And again, it's the role of a model. As you go through life, obviously modeling is all about your demographic, your audience, but that changes to the point where you're no longer a model as you would define it as. But some people chase the identity because that was who they was at that point. And it's being able to let go of that. I'll simplify it even more. Mums has got teenage kids at the moment. Mums have got kids my age and above. The character of the word mum. So if you, again, we look at words and the labels that we have to it. Mum. We all know what mum is, my mum. But the way that I look at my mum has changed all over the years. The way, and sometimes my mum still mothers me. I still get told off by my mum. Still get fear. Please text me. Harry, you haven't texted me in 2 days. Are you okay? Yep, that's my mum. From my mum, she's still mum of Harry. She plays the same role, and she's got better. I'm just using that example, but some mums find it so hard that all you had was unconditional love. That was your role. That was your role in life, full-time mum. People don't understand the roles of mum. I've seen it. But then we play that same character. Mums and dads out there, when you've got 2 kids, each role that you play for your kids changes, I bet. You're a certain way with one, and a different way with someone else. But you're still mum. Your roles change. So as the kids develop, especially after around 7 to 8 years, that's when the conscious mind starts coming in. That sponge, your actions, your behaviors, your energy, your words, that's passed on now. That's now inherent, unconscious, subconscious, deep-rooted. That's the foundation. From the next point, and why do we label them? Oh, the bratty teenagers, moody teenagers, grumpy teenagers. We label them that, and then they're, ooh, why are they like that? Think about it. We still mother and father them the same way. But now they're thinking for themselves. A lot of things in life don't make sense. It's like, why am I doing this? Oh, because it doesn't feel right. But there's no way to discuss it because that's the roles of mums and dads. So our roles as a mum and dad have to change. That's hard. And then mums find it really difficult. They've had kids all their life, and all of a sudden they all start growing up. They've all got their own families now. Nan then finds that difficult. It's roles, but it's the attachment to roles. If we were told and brought awareness to all the roles and we know that they change, and whilst they change, we adapt, we let go, we then find new things to light us up. Thank you, and get that completely. Yeah, thank you for sharing, mate. The words, always keep coming back to the words, because the beauty of it, my ego goes off. Someone says something to me, it pisses me off inside. I'm like, how dare they? I'm going to go after them. All these little voices go off all the time. I'm going to embarrass them. Watch, bring it. That's my ego inside. Go on, write a big long post. But until it comes out in the open, into the spirit, the energy, it's not a truth. It's my feeling. For it to be a truth, I have to put it out in the open in some way. I have to express that feeling, turn it into words, turn it into a poem, turn it into a painting. It's out there then. It's out for everyone else to accept my truth. Words are just one way of doing it. Roles that we play then attached to the words. So the word mum, the word tree. Next time you go on a walk, this is one of the things on our Soul Revive course. Next time you go for a walk, let go of the word tree and the meaning that you have to it, and then just look at every single thing that you walk past uniquely. Watch how much you notice about the next walk. Changes everything. The words, they're the trap to us too. Then you've also got legalese, the legal system, medicalese, the deep state, the deceivers. They've got their own language, and they've had us governed, controlled our whole lives. So another thing that we're going to find out, all this deception, the reason why we've been angry, we're like the little teenagers now, and we're getting fed up and angry and moaning at each other because we're getting told certain things that don't make any sense. We're getting pissed off that we've been told what to do, but how does that make any sense? How does that help us? That's the teenagers to the mum and dad that haven't changed their role. We're being governed at the moment too. So this is what I love about this stuff. You can replicate this to anything in life. You bring it back to energy, it's for everyone. So let's start. And please do get involved, people. I do love the messages. Okay. So I'll tell you where this comes from. I'll bring my mum and dad back into it. I might be able to find it for another video. So I never used to like doing videos online. I used to think it was cheesy. My business partner, we were doing all these cheesy ones. Right, we get a 7-day workout plan. And for years, I never knew I hated being on camera. I realized why, because I had to act. You had to be all well-spoken. You had to get it right all the time. For years. I remember these are two defining points in my life for this part of my journey. Both come from my mum. So, and I throw my dad in there because he was in the conversations too. So the first one, I started having to make videos for the gym. I then had a meniscus injury in my knee, and I did a recovery video program on it. And I remember the first time doing it, it took me ages. I was stuttering all the time. Couldn't remember my words, had to stop, start. Many of you have tried this, I bet. A lot of people only just starting to record themselves now. I'd encourage it, people. It'll change your life if you keep watching yourself back, because I look back at those times now thinking, wow, that was awful. But without those times, I wouldn't be here now. If you hear the way that I speak, it doesn't even come from my mind anymore. It comes from my heart. It flows out of me. When I'm thinking, and especially when I'm doing these searches, you'll see me go, I'm now trying to process my memories, but my feelings, that's the truth. So again, as we go through this today, I want you to pay attention to your feelings. So again, close your eyes. If I was to ask you right now, ego or soul, as the feeling you're experiencing, what would that be? Ego or soul? You don't even have to think about it. It's a no-brainer. No brain, no mind. It's just a gut feeling. Yeah, your gut, your soul. Soul, 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 soul. Okay, so watch this. We're always going to come back to ego or soul. But don't look at them as separate now. Look at them all as you. You can use the ego as the excuse to take it away from you. That's my ego. I do it all the time now. When I let myself down, ego, just by saying I let myself down, I catch myself out. And I'm like, you got me again. Only the ego will speak badly of you. That I look at it now. I'm the flat earth. Ego and sun all the time. There's always this duality here. And with my soul, it's the truth. I can label my ego. So self, soul, sun, I can label it. So when it comes into my body, it means the same thing. Again, I work on images. So we do all this on the meditation. So break it down as a feeling, ego or soul. So then let's turn that into feelings. If there's only two, and I was to describe soul as a feeling, right, it's the creation of God. What's the highest feeling, the expression of a feeling that we describe? I'm trying to think. Love. Love is the highest emotion, the way that we've defined it. So if I was to have my highest expression of myself, the highest feeling of myself, my soul, how would I describe love? Okay, so my soul is love. Yes, Tammy. Straight match, right? Love. If we put a mirror on the word love and spell it backwards and say the words, it says evil. E-V-O-L, evil. So soul, opposite. When you're not your truth, evil. Opposite to live. When you live your life, you do the opposite, evil. It's a mirror. These deceivers do everything they can as far opposite from God as possible. They want to destroy God because they want to be God. Yet God still loves them all. No matter how sick and how deranged and how out there they can go, God still loves them. God always wins. That's the truth. It's energy, it's light. So let's start using these words. If soul is energy, God is energy. As a feeling, what's the difference between love and happiness? What's the difference? As a feeling right now, if you close your eyes, because you're in a calm state at the moment, that's your soul. So I'm going to ask you, what's the difference between love and happiness as a feeling? What's the difference? Try to put that into words. Life is simple. It's that feeling, love. And anything that's not love is not you. You're experiencing something away from you. Hey, Catherine, lovely to have you here. So look at within love, the opposite of love is fear. So if we simplify life down to a choice, ego or soul, straight under that, fear or love. If you now pay attention to the way that I respond to people when they get in debates, let's do it to energy. Imagine the feeling of fear versus love. And bring awareness to when you've had a conversation or interaction with someone and they've met you in fear. Fear, the word fear is one word. Feeling of fear. However, the mind then comes in. So the feelings of soul, the mind now is the description of the feeling. So it's a feeling that's not love, fear. Now my mind's like, what's this? Anxiety. What's this anger? What's this hate, jealousy? What's this sadness? What's this? The mind's giving all these meanings after. It just feels uncomfortable. There's a tightness on my chest. There's this heaviness that's in me. There's something that just don't feel right. I'm putting it in, it's still fear. So all I encourage now is if we just bring it back to basics first. We start with the mind. What is this? Try and explain everything. But bring it right back. What is it first of all? Because if you are in love and you're calm and you're still, and when you speak your truth, then you know that's your truth. Whatever words come back at you now, whatever emotions come back at you, you spoke with truth. So watch this. This is what I like. So words, if I speak with love, that energy is felt, is received. If we start looking at life, not just through our eyes, through whoever we're speaking to or looking at or engaging with. So these two, and then from above, the universe. So whoever I'm interacting with, and within my body as a feeling, if I'm putting that out, I'm interacting with the same person. It's my feeling still. The energy is shared. I'm in my space. If we start looking life like that, and you touch on the impact of negative emojis as they are an extension of words. Yeah, love that. Okay, let's go on to the emojis first then. Thank you, Barb. And guys, keep these coming as well. And this is I've called it words, but before words, there's so many things we can look at. So love or fear straight away. From an energy now, I'm just watching people. They speak something to me, but if they do it like this, they're in fear. And I've got kind of, if I was to create my gauge, what would I accept from me for someone to speak to me? That I'd say that was with respect still. It could have been harsh, but it was with respect. It was with kindness, or it was just spiteful. There's a difference. What would I be willing to? And then you'll start seeing, how do we interact with other people? If that's how you're only prepared to accept it, and after that, no, that's not cool. You'll see the difference, ego or soul. So that fear state, if someone's agitated or aggressive, or they just want to argue, I know that they want to argue. They want to try and catch me out. I don't even get involved with that. I just go straight in at their energy. You're in fear. It's a beautiful thing to say this to someone that is in their ego, that is, my ego's going off now. So I always say I'm dominating their ego. But do this from the heart. You're in fear. And this is what I mean, when you're with words, I say one statement there. It can only be met with two. One, it just stop in their tracks and they put their hand up and go, yeah, you're right, I am. Or you get the other reaction, no, I'm not. Pretty much, there's not really much else. Fuck off. There's not really much else you can say apart from, no, I'm not. So I know they're going to say that. So I say, you're in fear. No, I'm not. Well, I say, well, the opposite of fear is love. Are you coming from a place of love right now? And instantly I've soul slapped them because they know that their feeling is not love. So now they're kind of going to have to try to put that feeling that they know is not love into words. They're lying. And then you'll get another response. And this is the levels of ego where people hold on. They go again, no, I'm not. I point out their ego this time. I go, that's your ego. Same process. And I encourage people, play around with it, but do it with kindness, do it through education. Because the more confident you get with this, you can now go into something before would have just been a horrible atmosphere. And now you're just like this lightning in the storm. When it comes, you're just like, and then you throw one of your little bolts at them. So I go, that's your ego. No, it's not my ego. And they normally say, you soul coach or whatever. Okay, that's your ego again. You're labeling. And then what always happens after, when logical conversation, they have to then throw something back at you. Well, you've got an ego. They'll say something about my ego. I'm like, yes. And it's winding yours up right now. Straight away, you've squashed that ego into the point where I've got them. And if they continue to be angry at that point, I don't have the discussion with them. Energy first. And when it comes to words, you can control the words that come out your mouth. So they keep saying negative words or swearing. I'm like, you can't even control the words coming out your mouth. Fuck off. There you go. There you go. Because they're in their mind. They're trying to get something out. It's ego. It's battling. I'm already watching the whole thing unfold because it's happened so many times. It is like clockwork because it's all done on emotions. If you can have these conversations calm, and I like using your pulse as a great way to be present. So I'm talking to you in my awareness here. I can feel my pulse just tingling, but I'm calm now. So then you start feeling the fear, and it's almost like that calmness is your love shield. You'll feel it, and your heart inside will go like a bell, but it's a big test. So I encourage people, simplify life down to a choice, because then in my whole spectrum of life, ego or soul, ego or soul, ego or soul, always. And then if I'm not in my truth, my soul, my next question, what would love do? What would my soul do? Is this my ego? I catch myself now, I ask it, and now I get a choice. Well, let me get back into my soul. Let me become present. That's the soul, being present. The soul's no expectations of an outcome, is being present and then make the choice in that moment. So I've gone off on that. So that come to ego, soul. So emojis. Emojis is a great way to add context to the way that we describe our messages, because words don't do it justice. And when you say to someone, I'm happy from a smile, I'm buzzing happy, or I'm just happy, the face expression is the one that does it. So emojis has been amazing. And a lot of people also use emojis to soften their truth that they put out there. They send the truth and it'd be like kind little love hearts or something. You've just ruined their ego. You destroyed it, but you soften it up with a love heart. Leave them in the silence. Don't have the emojis after that. If you send truths, leave it. What's the reaction? They can take it offensively. You don't have to react to that. It's all these are tests. So I want you to be honest with yourself now. Emojis will show you where you are at right now, from energy, from whatever's going on in your life and what your perspective is. And again, you have to let go of judgment for me and for you, because these things trigger. And as I keep saying, we can change in a moment. As awareness is the first thing. These are soul slaps. So click on your emojis on a WhatsApp or Telegram or wherever you use. Your most regular ones will be, especially on the iPhone, I don't know how it is for the other phone, but your regular ones used, there'll be like 2 or 3 lines worth of your ones. How many angry faces are in there? Frustrated faces, scared faces, worried faces, crying faces. How many are in there? Again, bring awareness to it. We always have a choice. And again, I'm not telling you a way to be. I'm just saying that there is another way. When we bring awareness to it, there's different levels and different words we can use. And also knowing that when we do use our words, we own them. So if I do want to go into that dark place, yeah, I put it out there. That's my truth. My emojis are mostly awkward face and vomit face, then love heart. Love that. What did you get, Jenna? This should be easy, but never been taught. I'm looking forward to putting this into practice. Love that, Brule River Girl. Yeah, none of this gets taught at all. Why? Because our feelings are the truth. As soon as you'd see COVID on the news, everyone would feel that's a load of rubbish. Let's get back on work again. They're acting, they're lying straight away. Even if it sounds, which is the mind, sounds outrageous, it feels completely untruthful. It's so uncomfortable in it at the moment. It does not seem right whatsoever. I trust my gut. I trust my feelings. I trust myself. That's the one thing that they've done from all of us, is they've taken the trust away from self. Soul. How have they done that? First of all, they've replaced the most important gateway into our soul, meditation. They've even demonized it within the church. It's woo-woo. God created meditation. God realized human beings speak far too much, and they worry far too much, and they consume far too much fear. So thought, right, the best way to do that, let's get them silent. Let's get them picture rest in the meditations. But they swapped that for medication, and look what they've done to our bodies. Look what they've done to our minds. Look what they've done to our automation when we live our whole life now dependent, because we think it, on tablets that we don't even know what they're doing to our body. It's madness. So emojis, first of all, go and do, and this is the way that you move forward on these spiritual journeys. You have to reflect on you. You are the story. The universe, it's your verse. My verse is the verse of my story within this big story. So go and reflect back on all the things without judgment. Some hit you hard, like, whoa. On here now, I'm noticing I say the word again all the time. It frustrates me now because I've realized I say it more than I would like to. I'm improving. There was a time in 2020, I went to Sicily in September, and it was an amazing trip. And the woman that I went with, she said to me, you move all the time. You're always moving. You're never sitting still. My ego was like, what? I wasn't even aware of it at all. So it was like a big soul slap. But then I realized I'm all the time just stretching, sweat marks, all the time, non-stop. I'm sitting, I'm moving, twisting. And then when she made me aware of it, I thought I had a problem. It scared me to the point I'm like, oh my God, I'm moving all the time. I had to sit on my hands. And I sit on my hands, and this was the year when I started working with clients that had been told they're dying. So I'm on Zoom quite a lot during COVID. So then I'm watching myself on the Zoom calls, and I just get so still. And if people see me coach, my face don't move much at all anymore. When people come up with me emotions, I give them nothing. It's just neutral. They can take this however they want to. And it's quite funny to play around with it, especially when normally you'd get a reaction when someone's like, yeah. Nothing. And what I do love about doing that as well, and this is just, I've kind of evolved into this. These are my little things that I do. I protect my energy so much now, and I choose who I share my energy with. I do my observations before I allow people in my energy space. And also I try to go away from time now. I protect my energy and I observe. And I can't even remember where I'm going with that now. When I forget, I just think that's God saying, stop talking about that now, move on. Save it. Okay, I'm rambling. So, oh yeah, reflection back on yourself in the video. I didn't move at all. And I realized the difference. And now I feel calm. I'm aware that I'm still, but I feel alive. I feel aware of the other people. I'm paying attention to everything. It's so interesting. So let me just show you them. So we got love or fear. And again, you always have a choice. So there's a spectrum, right? And what other things do we have spectrums on in life? This is the mind part now, the duality. Without bad, there is no good. There needs to be some sort, I like to use the analogy of the pendulum swing. You go into the darkness. Where's the furthest it's gone? It's like hit the wall. Human trafficking, pedophilia, satanic. Right, it's gone as far as it can now. I know the worst. The worst, where's that spectrum going? Well, it's going that way, and I don't know where it is, but it's still got a long way to go because that's quite a lot of darkness there. So we're just making forward. I needed that. Most people lived their life in the light. But because they've seen no darkness, they don't know what darkness consists of. So they get a bit of boo. You have to go through the experience. So the same with this then, love and fear. Now let's break down all the other things that take place when we send the words. If I send you a message and I speak some sentences to you, if you, first of all, let's focus on the sound of the voice. If I talk like this, or if I talk soft, it's very hard to talk very loud and angry if you're being really loving. Does that make sense? So there's certain feelings of the sound where you'd put it in, that's quite aggressive. That's instructive. That's just calm. It's like you wouldn't talk certain ways to a baby. Just have a little conversation with them. You just wouldn't do that. So those sounds are a vibration, they're a noise. And this is where I want to show you the sounds that we speak are vibrations. Those vibrations then affect matter, which is the body. So feel like this. The energy is the soul, it's your awareness. The thoughts, the sound, that's your mind. And then the body, or the physical, the matter, that's the body. Soul, mind, body. If you break it down like that, so you put it out there, these things start manifesting. So if I was to use the spectrum of a keyboard, ding, and you've got all the keys in between. As the composer, I can choose, now that I know the whole piano, I can choose how to play it. I've got a whole spectrum of that. If I was to then convert ego or soul from the sounds on the piano, what one's that one? Ego or soul? And then I ask why. Ding. And everything in between, and every instrument like that. Ego or soul? Your soul is the truth. Soul is love. As a feeling, soul is that's a fear state. And I've got really cool stuff on music. Because what happens is sometimes the body, the fight or flight response will go into action before the mind can comprehend. So this is why heavy metal, hip hop has its purpose. When we exercise, you want to boom. Yeah, I'm not the sound effect guy. I need a soundboard for all this stuff. And you'll see it's tiring for the body. When we're in a negative environment, you walk out, oh, it's so draining. Energy. You feel it off of someone. Flip it, you spend time with someone, they just light up your energy. You're always buzzing after you speak to them. Whenever they're around, you just feel happier. Energy. It's all energy. So if we put, that's the soul, that's ego. Why? Because from my inner body, it's uncomfort when I'm in here. It's coming away from God as a noise. So then we're going to start showing you what's the power then of our words with meaning, with energy. Speaking to kids, do kids understand your words? Little babies, 3-year-olds? Do they understand your words, or do they pick up on your energy? One answer, they pick up on God's energy. What you put out comes back. That baby comes into the world just as God, the most divine being, light. And what comes back? Just love. Oh, hello. Love, love, love. And then as we get older, we get conditioned with thoughts, energy, environment. That buzzing energy is slowly zapped out of us. And then we also have the system that we've been born in with all the ding dongs and the food and the fear. So all energy has impact with the universe, with impact with physical. So I'm going to break them all down. So we're going to, first of all, from music. So every note that's played has a different sound, which creates different shapes. What do they look like? Stars. Stars are energy too. Every unique pattern in your body forms its own expression. It's called cinematics as well. And you'll see there'll be certain sounds that give distortion. Everything's so unique like this. This is all throughout our body. So, Dr. Enomoto, famous scientist / doctor, come up with a theory initially. that you could send energy into water because it's still energy, and you could freeze it. And the energy that was captured, you'd be able to then define it through the shape that takes place. Watch this. So this then the power of words. And this was having water, speaking the word, or writing the word love on there. These are all symbols. Symbols is this what's happening in our body. Images, we receive it, it's light. So watch this. So this really started making sense for me when I started seeing this. So the words we speak, or this one was looking at music. But look at the words, I will kill you, versus all of these. Look at that, the distortion in that. Thank you. Look at the beauty. Peace. It's crystal, crystalline. Christ, chrism. That happens in your body. So our words, our energy impacts our body inside. So think now anxiety as a feeling, and then you keep playing that same note, ding, 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 or anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. It spreads, it manifests, it sends waves. These are all inside our body. Look at this. And it is perfection. Look at it. Only God could do that. A unique expression of, look, wisdom. Thank you. Compassion, truth. Love that. Love, joy, eternal. Look at that one. All experiments we can all do for ourselves. It might be a bit challenging to do for yourself, but we can try. So the way that we deliver the message has this impact on our body. Vibrations, cells. So mums and dads out here, this is a great way to start getting your kids to know about energy. You get out, and also to appreciate the world, because I was a little shit in my mum's back garden. I loved football as a kid. I would kick her flowers. I'd kick them and she'd come out and go, my garden. I'm like, yeah. Ball went over the fence, had to go and get it. That was my younger days. But like, I had no appreciation at all. Now I'm just like, these are all expressions of God. So speaking to plants, who on here does that? I know you do. Our words, these are plants, they're energy. That means it's life. So there's no difference then to a plant, to a dog, from energy. If we measured it at its molecular level, at the very little vibration, it's light. Same energy. If you get plants now and show the difference, show the good and bad, because we teach them the good. Speak always with love, speak always with love. But it's to explain the opposite so they're aware of it, because it's not them that's going to go up in this world. They can learn all this stuff, but they're going to be met with people in their lifetime that will come with negativity. How do they deal with that if they've had no experience at all or no stories about it? So we have to teach the full spectrum. Try get them to come with you, and you'll see as kids then, the more wiser, the more aware, the more in tune with they are, the further that pendulum can go so they understand. That's how they navigate through their world going forward there, and the big full spectrum. So again, for people watching, I've got a new Soul Revive coming out in about 3 weeks. It'd be 4 weeks after the next one. But it's going to be looking at spectrum, and we're going to go into a lot more areas of our lives, all of it, but just awareness. You'll see it changes everything. So watch this then for kids. Great way to get them to pay attention to energy, respect, appreciation. There's so many teachings within this, and also self-reflection. Your mood now makes sense, because if that plant's dying, that's your mood too. You're putting out that to the world. So speaking to your plants is done all throughout school. So this plant is being bullied, this plant is being complimented. You can do this time and time again. you'll see the physical difference. So what's the word? Sound. What's the soul, the feeling behind it? The truth. If it comes, that energy comes out, that's the truth now. Is it the truth? No, but it's your truth at the moment. You got to own it. So look at the difference. And you can do this time and time again. When people haven't been at home for a long time and they got a second and they come back and the plants are dead. Why? Because you gave it no energy. Your energy, we're the gardeners of this world. We're the gatekeepers. We're the shepherds. We're the farmers. This plant was bullied. Look at the leaves. This plant was complimented. There's a difference. So look at it, water. Our body, this is my personal trainer days. Again, personal training now, I'll go back and I'll show you how overcomplicated all of it is. Every personal trainer is doing far too much overcomplicating. The mind is so in play. For the clients, they look loads of long words, loads of long programs, loads of long boxes, loads of long targets. It's got fail written all over it. Because there's no understanding. It's just mind. So I would do it differently, all done on energy, all done on feelings, and to make sense of it. So if we go then water, so I can show you the fitness thing. Our body, let me ask people actually, I'll get you back in. Oi, Gwenny. Harry, when do you do the rice experiment? Yeah, good point. Sorry, that's on here as well. So let me just show you. What did you write first of all? Let me read that all. Harry, when do the rice experiment love or hate? Our bodies are 70% water, so if we use the right frequency, we can heal anything. So you've answered my next question. How much percentage of water are we? And then the rice experiment was one that I had here for us to look at as well. So again, energy, energy, energy. Food's energy. Bless your food. Give it your own intention. How many people eat chocolate and go, oh, I'm going to get fat? And then how many of those people have said that are fat? We manifest the food. If you enjoy your food and you bless it and you tell it to work for you, and if it's cooked with love and all the whole process, it changes. Let me just show you the rice experiment. Rice experiment. Thank you, Tyson. And these things are all going to help on your journey too, mate. Rice experiment, love. Okay, so same thing. You can just write it on there. The mold comes in. So people that have illnesses as well, did we work on Crohn's? Crohn's will be a relation to energy building up in either your house, your car, or your space, like your workspace or something. It's trapped energy somewhere. We had a lady had Crohn's, and all the nutritionists are giving them all these different things. The woman had mold in her whole fridge. It like it hadn't been cleaned out in ages. Energy, we share it. So this is why it's important to clean. Again, my mum would give you this one. Not maybe the best of cleaners. Wasn't my passion. Been told off many times from many people, not just her. But there's a really good book, a monk's guide to a clean house. It's 2 hours. It changed the way you look at cleaning, and I enjoy it now. I turn it into my meditation practice. So rice as well, plants, water, rice. So go back to the water. I just asked how much water is inside the body. Tyson has said 70%, and that's what we're told, 70%. So my next question, where is that water? It's not sloshing around everywhere. Where is it? Thank you, Calamira. I sent by faith. So where's that water? It's not sloshing around. These are what we're not told about our body. So mind, body, soul, you can even break it down inside the body. Let's call the muscles the body. the fascia, the mind, and then the electricity, the current, the soul, the energy. Look at it like that. So the slabs of muscle. So if I was saying in order of importance, soul, mind, or body, where would the body come? But when we train our body, what do we always focus on first? The muscles, the ego, the visuals. We do it everywhere. It's the easiest option to work the body. It's the human one, because the body's perfect. The body's perfect. We're just not listening to our truth. That sunrise that goes round every day, we're following the moon half the time. We're following the darkness. That's why. So the water is in the fascia. It's a connective system. And when we looked into training years ago, shout out to an educator called Michel Dalcourt. And he got me thinking complete full spectrum of the body, looked at the body in 3 dimensions, looked at the roles of the joints, but the fascia. And when we got into this, it's your connective tissue. And we call it collagen. And every day our body is laying down this gunky mess. And a great way to explain fascia is from an orange. So if you pull open the orange, you've got the white parts there. That fascia, that's a sheath. So when they used to do cadavers and they cut open the human body and you do cadavers, and especially within biology, there's courses, Thomas Miles was one, he did anatomy trains. So you can cut open the body and, for example, you've got all this sheath around you and then you've got the muscles. So what they would do, they'd pull this muscle and that does that. And then in their anatomy books, they'll write, bicep flexes and extends the arm, does this, does that. What they never took into consideration, though, was the body doesn't work in isolation. So when fitness industry first come in, we train the muscles, bodybuilding. But as we've evolved and our understanding, bodybuilding is very limited. Weightlifting is great for weightlifting, but it's very limited for everyone else. If you're an 80-year-old man and your personal trainer is getting you to do snatches or getting you to do front squats with a barbell, they're not training the person, they're training a process. We need to go back to the person and feelings. So the fascia system is so important. It takes a lot longer to build, but it works on our body. It works around the truth. Let's call your body from now on God. That's a better way of looking at it. And then your soul is your son of God. And when you light up the body with the soul inside you, then you become one with God. You co-create with God. You become the son of God. It's all within one. The mind is the conductor of all of it. The mind is the yin and yang. If you let the light in, everything lights up. So the fascia system, we were looking at how you move the body in 3Ds, and for lovely barbs on there, but for your Canadians out there, this is where the inspiration come from. So Michel Dalcourt, one of the smartest men I know, I used to do a few of his mentorships in San Diego, and it was magical, like learning so much about the body. And he created something called the Viper, and there's a Viper 2 out there now as well. But you're seeing more and more conditioning is going down this direction. We were doing this 12, 13, 14 years ago. Yeah, it was just when we went on the first course, just as we opened the studio, and we did another one called Faster. So another guy, John Hardy. These are like my early days. But even then, me on the gym floor doing all this stuff, I had to stand on my truth to that too. It wasn't the cool thing. Like therapists, they hated it. It's like a mirror of everything that's going on. And when we learned about the fascia, they showed us that farm kids, and ice hockey is a big sport in Canada. And they showed that like they would have all these strength and conditioning programs, and Michel was like one of the top people, and he got asked to come into this ice hockey team to condition them all. And his role was to get the team stronger. That was it. It was kind of like, he said, I had an easy KPI. They had a big budget, and they said, get the team stronger and as fit as possible. And it was like 4 months until the season started. So he said, I had facilities, I had my own team. I could literally create any of it. And he said, what was interesting about the team, it was made up of farm kids and city kids. And he said that most of the farm kids would go back home for summer. So I didn't have them as long as the city kids for pre-season. So I had to then work on my program to kind of factor in that they're going to be behind. So he said, like, we'd go through it. He said, I had everything, like best program written out. And these guys, they're monsters, they're lifting and stuff. And he had the farm kids, like, they're going to be behind. He said, farm kids, he said, in the gym, they couldn't bench press half as much. Like, let's give an example. They were benching 100 kg. City kids are now benching 200 kg. And then what he said, but when they got on the actual ice hockey court or the ring, 9 times, no, actually he said 10 times out of 10, when they were fighting for the puck, farm kids would win every time, just sheer strength. And he was bamboozled because the numbers, science, stats, data doesn't match up with what the experience is. So then they went and watched how the farm kids would move in the summer. They're doing, and then you would use your body, and then you twist. You're doing movements without a set way. You're in flow, but you're moving in so many different directions. So if I put my hand off my head, I can turn my hand here. I can push my thumb back. I can stretch all my fingers up. I turn my hand downwards, push up. I can do what. It's a different feeling each time. Sorry for the armpit, people. I'm in Arizona, so this hot weather, which is getting hotter, I'm getting used to. So then the fascia you started seeing, that was what is being trained when we're moving in 3 dimensions, and that connective pathway. So when people out of what job all the time, doing this all the time, and they got a hunchback, and we say, oh, we got tight chest, we got tight muscles. No, you haven't. Your muscles can't get tight. They don't just go, eh. It's your fascia system. You're the truth, and it's building the mind around the truth. That's the fascia. So it lays it in a gunky mess, which is great, people, because you can break down fascia, you can remold it, remind it. Same thing, body, mind, body, mind. And you remold it by, first of all, breaking away what does not serve you. You need to get it moving again. You need to get it hydrated, stimulated. You need to bring awareness to it. And then you start adding in your new functions and getting your body moving in its 3 dimensions to its fullest expression. And then you lay down a new foundation. So this I love for the body because it replicates a lot of stuff on truth. So I'm going to quickly show you why those vibrations and sounds are so important. Because we saw the geometric shapes in there. If 70% of our body is water, it's not going to just be sloshing around. Human body. Fascia. Okay, here we go. So the fascia system is intelligence design. This is where all the electricity currents will go through the nervous system. The endocannabinoid system, it's a gateway. It's a connector of all things. Why do you think the internet was created? They used our fascia. They used our body. Every technology you've ever seen created and is an expression of us. Is magic. So light is like time as well. You can speed down time, you can slow it up. That's why they're seeing things with technology now, because when they slow down or speed up or enhance or zoom in, zoom out, they're seeing the experience still. We just can't see it with our eyes. But the world wasn't just made for humans, the world was made for all things. So we look at things through different perspectives. So this fascia system, if now you look at the vibrations that go into your body, it's a gunky mess. It's interconnected. You'll see the thicker structures. If I was to do this all the time, let's say I was a martial artist and I'm strengthening, let's say that's my leg and I'm kicking a bamboo tree. Over time, we say the nerve endings and the bone stimulation, but also look at the thick ones. It's impact, it's force. We create structure. We create community. Where the energy is, all the workers go. We can rebuild that, we can remold it, but we have to work in all directions. So that's the human body, 3D to 5D. 3D is the body. The mind is 4D. 5D is the meditation, the spiritual being, the quantum of all things. So this is the interconnected web. And then ding, ding, love, love. Not sounding like that though. If I was to sing, that would be my ego. My soul was like, stop, please. So those vibrations, those geometric shapes, that's going on in your body. So think, if I'm playing the same stress note and the keyboard is in my body, and I keep just playing the same note, ding, 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 it went from a thought to a feeling. Thought of stress and anxiety to oh, I feel anxiety. Oh my God, I've got anxiety. Oh my God, I've got a tumor. The body is responding to it to the point where, stop thinking, mate, I've got this. Subconscious, you've saved it. It's automatic. Your body's perfect, remember. It's what we stimulate the body. So let's break it down again. Great info on fasciitis. Think of all the people suffering from, yeah, a lot of it's hydration as well, and moving off the ankle joint, getting in bare feet, actually bringing awareness to your toes. Football, I've always said this as well for a long time now. Football, they got foot in there, the name of the sport, and barely any players would do foot day. Your foot's so important for all things. You can do your feet whilst you're sitting down at the moment. You play around your toes. You put different stresses through your feet. You crunch your toes up. You stretch them out. You lengthen them. All that, again, it's new awareness. What's the reactions that take place in your body? One step at a time. Hi, Harry, on Instagram. I am. Oh, hi, Lisa. Yes, Vedasta Austin Water on Instagram is amazing. Okay, so Vader Austin, I'm guessing that is, on Instagram. So go check him out. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, so the shapes on the noises that we speak, the currents within our body, ding, ding, ding. So now let's then take the word. If I was to come back to ego or soul, negative or positive from words, what's ego or soul? Can you see, when you only simplify it down to a choice, there's only one truth in every moment. There's only one truth. You can argue with it all you want. There's one truth. So the soul is positive. Of course it is. It's love. So the opposite of that is negative. They've made it very easy for us in the English language, which is a very deceptive language. So deceptive. In fact, there's over 100 words for deception. It's crazy. So a lot of this information, again, a big shout out to Dave Murphy, allegedly Dave. The video that I'm going to show you in a minute, which will blow your mind, literally, is worth watching. I encourage everyone to do it. The language of creation. And it really helped me start connecting all the dots with this information through energy, vibrations, meaning behind it. And then the influence the words have. It was a lot easier now. And again, every situation, I'm now aware of multiple things I remember. I got a great memory now. Because of all these individual things, I put it all together as a whole. But I start from the energy, ego or soul. Soul's the truth, the mind after, I'll try and make sense of it. If it don't feel right, I'll ask some questions, or I'll set my boundaries. If they go over that, then I'll come back to my soul. But I don't want to deal with you. It's the feelings are the truth. So it's mind, body, soul, which I said the 3-part being, but I said you can simplify it. Just put body and soul as one. Because if you're in your soul, your body's healing anyway. So it's body and mind, soul and mind, sorry, sun and moon. When we have a new moon, I'm guessing there's no ego in the way. And on that day, you've just got to clear, maybe that's the good, again, I don't know too much on the moon cycles and stuff. I just like the different phases, moon, mind, meaning. There's some synergy there for sure. So positive or negative? So my philosophy, and I didn't even tell you the story of my mum and dad. So the first one, I did a video, started building them videos up. Thank you if you're still watching. And after doing a video, I finally managed to record one for about 10 minutes without making any mistakes, because that was so frustrating. Stop, edit, change, and put them all in there. And I finally did it all, and I sent it to my mum. I said, "Oh, watch that. I'm getting better now on video." And she wrote back, as she does, quite truthful. "Oh God, you say all the time." I'm like, every other sentence you're saying yeah, it's okay. And then just gave it back to me and walked off. Oh, so it made me aware. I was stuttering all the time. And then I looked at, I'm watching now, all politicians. They stutter, the BBC guys, stuttering all the time. Mind. Start. I need to think of a story. Think. So you started seeing it, all mind. So I then looked at the second phase with words. I was getting my website done. I'd been messed around so much, and I actually called them up and I said, "Oh, if you're on the phone, can you go through my my stuff with me?" When I had my gyms, I had 2 gyms in London for 12 years. And we obviously had newsletters and marketing campaign. The amount of times my dad would get the email and go, "You've made a spelling mistake." So my dad was good at that. So I asked him, "Can you go through it all?" And we went word by word. Now. And in each word, I'm like, "Cool, that's negative. Change that. Don't. Okay, change that. Can't. Change that." Instantly, my whole website felt so much better. But that's stuck in my head. So when I started then speaking, I'm like, "Oh, that's negative." I was struggling to get my words out, because I realized there were so many negative words that I was saying. And I realized I was choosing a more empowering one, and I was playing around, and I just got into this pattern. But when I was changing the words within conversations from negative to positive in that moment, I just watched this energy on these people. It'd go poof, and it would change them. Now, if anyone brings any negativity to me at all, it's almost like, "You're in my wave. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to ask a few questions. I'm going to shake it all up. And I'm going to get you on your way onto the truth wave." Feelings, passion, happiness, joyfulness, just by asking questions. So I'm aware now of energy spaces. So words, simplify life down to a choice, ego or soul, negative or positive. I choose positive. What's the soul? Son of God. What's God? Consciousness. Your words get you into that state very quickly. The other big thing that I've noticed, I spend a lot of time on my own now, which again, I'm not encouraging for a lot of people, but I love my meditations. I love observing. I'm not the biggest fan of talking all the time just for talking. And sometimes in my head, my ego's going, "You'd be better off going in the room, watching something, going to meditation." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But your words, if you close your eyes now, and this has been fascinating for me, and a lot of people followed me on my Divine Truth and TikTok and Instagram. When I deal with trolls, I only use positive words. And when I said, "What are you prepared to put up with?" my words that could sound harsh, grumpy, moody, lazy, they're not the positive words, but that's kind of like my outline. And they're all truthful. So I'll use those words, but I never name call anyone. I think it, I feel it sometimes. My ego goes off. I refuse to say them. It doesn't come out my mouth. And everyone that has argued with me, you'll see, you can go back through all the stuff. I know that. So no one can ever say to me, "You said this," or "You were angry." I then say, "Can you show me what word was angry, please?" And they go back, "Well, the way that you suggested it." No, but you received a suggestion. I haven't suggested anything. I just said my truth. And it's funny because then they battle your words. So your words, positivity, now bring it to the feel inside your body, the geometric shapes, calmness, love, joyfulness. It goes all the way back up to soul again. So now it's quite automated. You'll see sometimes I correct myself within a sentence. I'm a lot more aware of what I say. And if I really don't mean it, but it's come out, I reprocess it and try to share something else. And it's become automated now. So I know that automation from just my words, which is also a vibration down into my body. Close your eyes and speak and feel your words. Where's the vibration going? It's going out that way and it's going down that way. Then you can feel all vibrations inside you. So your words, and again, are attached to your thoughts. There's a thought that comes first, you then say it. Those thoughts are still something that we choose to say. There could be another thought too. That thought that's judgment, that's ego. Become aware of it. Why am I judging? Let it go. There's a gap in between. So the negative words all of a sudden put you in a negative state, put you in a state of resistance. When it comes to flow, you have past, present, and future. Your present moment is always now. It's a feeling. Now it's feeling, feeling, feeling. I can say more words, they're thoughts. But your feeling, it's always the truth. It's always now, which means you can think about things in the past. And if you go with them thoughts and your feelings follow, you're stuck in the past. And then when you speak about your past or write about your past, if you're saying negative things about your past, then that becomes still your present moment. That thought is a vibration. That word is a vibration, but it's still in your body now. So if your past is gone, do you have to be hard on yourself with your description of it? And my encouragement, because life and the universal law is always change, when we tell back our story, the story is always the same, but the way that we describe it changes with the more experience and wisdom that you take. So can you rephrase the story or rewrite your story and just use a different word each time? Remember, there's only ever one word in every now. So if I looked at the word love, I can say peace, joy, happiness, calmness, bliss, serenity, euphoria. I can say all those words. I only have to say one. And then I say another. And so it's the same with the opposite as well. So the very worst of the worst, let's say hate, anger, frustration, triggered, annoyed, pissed off, challenged. Every time I tell a story, I'm softening it each time. And each time I tell it with that awareness, I'm learning more about what I said before. You heal quicker. Most of us tell the same story exactly the same way with the exact same emotions. And most of us do it so unconsciously because we don't want to face it. So we put it on repeat. We just then say the same story again because that's our identity. That's the label we choose to hold on to. That's what we're still being dragging along with us at the moment. We have to let them go by using your words, change it, and just see, are your words still in a negative state explaining your past? Because like we just said, your past is thoughts, the negative state is still now, state of being. So pay attention to the words, past, present, future. If I use the negative word, it keeps me in the present moment and it looks back in the past for the past to be negative. How are you negative about your future? Based on your experience from your past. So from this moment, if I'm positive, it keeps my flow open. It allows, again, things to manifest. So to show you the power of words, some people have done my talk before. Let me just catch up again. You have made me very aware of my words. The 4 Agreements have also made an impact on me. Yeah, great book, very great book. I'm usually, hang on, let's have a look. Great. I'm usually positive, but I feel a bit negative lately. Thanks for the encouragement. Thank you, Rose Texan. So even look at these words, so you break them down. I'm usually positive, but is like a typewriter and it just dismisses whatever you put in front. But is ego. There's no need to say that if you're going straight to the negative. I feel a bit negative lately. And again, feel is now, this moment. I was feeling. Talk about it as the past. Don't bring it now. I feel a bit negative lately, which means still from this day, I'm still feeling negative. I was feeling negatively over the last few weeks, but now I'm calmer. I'm listening to Harry on Rumble. Your truth is always now. And you'll see quite quickly we hold on to stuff because we want to tell it, it's already gone. So you can tell the story and hold on to it. And a lot of people do that with, oh, that's the way that I always do things. I love that. When you speak of the past and use certain words, you are bringing that energy into now. Yeah. Again, we're thinking past. Thought is time. The body doesn't understand time. Only your mind does, because it's a concept that was made up. The calendar started in 1500, before they used sundials. So all the dates that you're told beforehand, load of rubbish. We don't know. So time is mind. So when you use certain words in your past, you're stuck in your mind. The feeling's already now. So if you close your eyes, there's no mind anymore. The body doesn't know anything else apart from this moment. So if I say all those horrible things about me in my past, who's feeling that vibration still? Oh, that's a command to my body. Feel horrible, my past. Manifest it. Your words are that powerful. If it's not your words, if it's their words in that energy space and you're not paying attention, you're unconscious, you're just zoning out, thinking all your own thing because they're boring. You're taking all that energy in if you haven't protected yourself. You're taking that negative and then you feel drained. Yeah, because you wasn't paying attention. Pay attention to your energy and talk to your body. Protect my energy on this conversation. That's it. And then you can zone out. Protection. Oh yeah, so I didn't finish off for you, Rose Texan. So let go of that past and just come straight into your body again now, ego or soul. Soul is your truth. So you're starting from a foundation of truth. So now choose the next step and the next step. And then just shake it off. What do you learn about that? I held on a bit too long. I realized my ego just lasts and keeps prodding away at me. Like, take the teachings from that. I realized when I do hold on to things, I am just more drained. I am a bit more panicky. I am a bit more stressed with loved ones. Or if I just feel that, okay, yeah, so I've got a choice. Bring it back to now. You heal more quickly if you choose different words, no negative words. So I'm gonna challenge that one as well, Lisa. Thank you for sharing. I'm hoping to listen to this many times and take notes and read over and over. Loved that. I've done another talk called Simplify Life Down to a Choice, which comes onto this as well. So just to touch on that one, no negative words. However, like I said, God created negative. God gave us duality. That's our mind, it's the construct. So when you speak negative words, because there are times where you have to use them, right? Otherwise you just sound so strange in a conversation, so use them. So here's another thing to look at. When you say the words, think of your flow. And if you're going to say a negative one, leave it in the middle of your number 8. So you start with a positive, and then you say whatever bad news it is. So for example, human trafficking, the world's run by pedophiles. But I started that conversation, look, before we even get into this conversation, we've won this war already. The military in control, the peace deals are here. I can show you everything to show that we're in full control. This is what has happened. The world has been run by pedophiles. Yeah, as horrible as that sounds, I can show you all that. Hang on, because I'm going to show you where we are now. It has been exposed. A lot of the gangs around the world have been taken down. The elites have suffered. All assets have been seized. There are military personnel in every other country. I leave it with good. So use your words like you do on keep it in your brackets. So keep, even if you're having a negative conversation with someone and it is pissing you off, finish on a positive. It's almost like I've got the hot potato, I've got it, I've thrown it at you now, that's my truth. And I've left it at that because I'm keeping it on a good vibe. Fear not having money is old, but I'm still having the issue. I need help with this one. Fear of not having enough money. But not having enough is the words you're using. God would just throw you more of not having enough. Don't use those words. So what's the opposite? Fear of not having. What's the excitement of having unlimited money so you can help an unlimited amount of people? So when you explain that story, there's still a positive way that you can define it. So fear of not having enough money. Keep the sentence flowing. Or that's when you could use a but. I try to avoid but as much as I can now. So you can say fear but. and the positive, then I would challenge you, well, if that's a but and you dismissed it, why use it? So is almost don't need to say the negative. Well, they won't understand, they'll understand the truth. If people have done my meditations now, a lot of people have said they go into these deep trances. If you compare it to other meditations, and I've done many as well, these take you to another level. And I know why that is now. On one of these levels of truth, the words I speak. The one guarantee that you will get from all these meditations is a positive experience. Why? Because the music is ding, ding, it's positive, but yet it's thought behind it. There's passion with the creation. There's passion, there's love that comes from my words, but the words that I use are positive. The way that I deliver the words is through calmness, through love, through compassion. I'm closing, I'm imagining the words I'm using. It's all part of the experience. And this is why I'm going to throw it out there. I'm redefining meditation in terms of the definition, because what I'm trying to show people is you are the definition. You are the experience. You give it the words after. And then you communicate that back. That's your truth. So I'm like a soul architect. I'll create the environment. I'll give your soul the reminders, and then your body and your mind will go, oh yeah, oh yeah. And then your body and mind will start working together and start creating and asking, give and receive. Son of God and God, co-create. It's quite easy when you start breaking them down. So let's show the power of words. And I've used this in my talk. And I've realized on these lives, guys, I do go off round and then I feel like I bring it back. But if you close your eyes for me, so my philosophy, I only use positive words if I want to be a positive person. If I want the outcome of a situation or a conversation, use positive words. So I know at least I've showed up positive. I know my truth. I can walk away, okay, yeah, I did what I needed to. I kept my mouth shut for most of the time. And I put out positivity with maybe a harsh truth for them to receive. So closing your eyes, ego or soul, love or fear, negative or positive. So feel the difference of the words. And as I said, it's irrelevant what the word means. It's you're saying it is still a command to your body, and you're putting it out there to bring thoughts and awareness to it. So the power of your words. When Lisa said, no negative words. What's the last two words you've told the universe and your body? Negative words. So watch this. Don't think of the tiger. Don't think of the tiger. What do you think about? The tiger. The last word you said is a truth. Your body doesn't understand time or concepts. It just understands that last command. So when I said finish on a positive note, keep that conversation in flow, in each little word or phrase or paragraph you say, always finish with a little positive. It keeps it open. It puts it out there. It allows you to get out. Feel the difference of the words. Yeah, so feel the difference of these words now. So don't think of the tiger, don't think of the tiger, you think of the tiger. So watch this. I'll use the opposites. In the English language, there's a duality of every word. Opposite, positive and negative. I have a choice. I want you to feel the difference. Feel the flow as well. And imagine you're now talking to your kids. Let's imagine that. And people out there that have kids, imagine you're talking to a kid. Close your eyes and feel it. Never forget this moment. Never forget this moment. Always remember this moment. Always remember this moment. Don't stop running. Don't stop running. Keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. Keep striving. Keep striving. Keep your eyes closed. I love this one. And feel the words. And when someone just earlier, Rose texted and said, but recently I don't feel great. Okay, so what's the power of words and what's the power of now? So closing your eyes, and I want you to first of all, just bring awareness, get yourself really still and just bring your attention inside your body. Okay, now feel and think. Think of a loved one smiling. The biggest smile. Think of that loved one laughing, giggling. This overwhelming amount of joy. Now notice that feeling. And in a flash, the soul, you can change the way you feel instantly. So if you use that feeling now, what is that? Your soul. What is that love? What is that positivity? What is that healing? Well, I'm going to even ban that word now. Healing is suggesting that you're healing from something, which means you're the opposite. You're just healthy. Heal thy. Healthy self. Heal thyself. So you're not healing anymore. You're healthy. You're forever healthy. Forever healthy. In every moment you're now. Healing's got an end to it. A beginning to it. You're healing from. That's your past. I've always tell my 5 grandsons that they are light and the God has a special job for them, something that will bring them joy. Love that, Lisa. Well, here's one for you then. So I always tell my grandsons that they are the light and that God has a special job for them. Magical words. Do you, on their birthday, get them to blow their lights out? Another deception they put in us. On the day of our birth, we encourage people to blow their lights out. Blow them all out. Keep your light on. Keep it shining. All light. We connect with light. We're light beings. It's energy. Keep it on. Keep it shining. But love that. Kids are the best to do it. Or you get them to reinforce it, but use the timeline to work with them. When you're older, looking back, you'll remember when you were positive about yourself. You'll remember when all your mates get older and look really young. It's because you were consistent on that. It's very easy to be consistent by having things that you remember, that experience, and it's like your little secret to yourself, to your soul. I'm always positive and shining. Love that. And how many people feel your energy? Even if they don't say anything, you know, when you're around them, it's just a flow. If the conversation's in flow, it means you're in flow. That's what a conversation is, you and them. What is flow? You allow them to be them and they allow you to be you. There's questions, there's engagement. It's magical. So words. From the positive to the negative, never forget means from this present moment, go back in the past and never forget that moment. Never forget it. From this moment, always remember. It's still open, look, always remember. Don't stop means from there, stop, don't stop. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Keep going from this moment, just keep going. Keep going, keep it open. The mind is the thing that's put the cages in us, the calendars, the weeks, the months, the chapters, the paragraphs. They're all human constructs. We put all our cages on ourselves. If you start removing all of that sense, which is difficult because we've only been born into that. So if you have a choice, the positive words is the soul. It'll make you feel better. It'll make the conversations feel better, make them feel better. And it'll make the world feel better because you're putting out love. My oldest grandson will be 18 this Friday. Maybe we can have him light his candles because he is the light. That's magical. Yeah, I love that. And again, what a nice touching thing to put into it. And encourage the importance of keeping your light on. Even when there is darkness in your life, just know that light's always inside you. Always go and find it. Your soul, your light. These are simple concepts, it's truth. But yet the older we get, it's too simple. Now I can't pay for that. I wouldn't do that. I'm going to then go and buy all this other stuff to put on top of my truth, to then disguise me from the real me. And I'm lost here, not being noticed or appreciated. Self and soul. If you keep replacing the words self and soul, ego, son, just make them both the truth. Thank you for sharing, Lisa. So the other words that I like, this will relate to a lot of people, and did for me as well. They struggle to say no, and they get pissed off at themselves after for not doing it. So I call them wishy-washy words. And the English language, or English-speaking people, we're very bad at telling people how we feel. We lie. Our words don't match our feelings. And we worry about how other people receive our feelings. So we use wishy-washy words. It's the same in the true community. When we're looking at information, they'll quote someone else, but they won't take ownership of why they come to that. Q, LARP, or whatever the guy said yesterday. Take ownership then. What makes you say it's a Q load of rubbish? I know they haven't got a reason, because if you went on it, you would see it as actually a load of intelligence, as a load of magical, it's God's work. So you put it on them, and the wishy-washy words is the same thing. So I use the same example every time. How many people on here have said they, on a night out, you're not drinking. I'm not drinking tonight. I'm not going to have a drink. How many times have we said that? How many people have said no, then end up having not just a few drinks, but a lot of drinks, then get pissed off at themselves, then feel horrendous, and then just feel the frustration. Why have I done that? Again, why do I keep doing it? I've got a problem. How many people have had scenarios of that? Whatever, chocolate, nights out, drugs. So your friend will call you up and say, are you coming around tonight, mate? We've got a party. Be good to see you. Your soul does not want to go. Straight away, or not fancying that at all. I've been good recently. I don't fancy that. But your ego won't just say, nah, mate, I don't fancy that. Your ego go, wishy-washy words. Maybe. Yeah, I might do. Hopefully, potentially. I'll try. Try is horrible. Call people out when they say the word try. Horrible word. Ego. We say all I might do. My soul's like, I'm definitely not going. Yeah, I might do, mate. Yeah, we'll see how things go today. Not going. Not going to. And then you get the mate that's very persuasive. You're like, oh, fuck, he's asked me. How am I going to get out of this one? Yeah, I might do, mate. Are you going to come then? Is that all right if you swing around and get Stacey on the way as well, and then get that other person? Oh, thanks, mate. I've needed that. Just put all the guilt on top of you. You're like, fuck. Now you're going to have to go. Your ego's like, right, you get there. I'm not drinking, go and have a drink, mate. I haven't seen you in ages. Go on, just have one. Don't be boring. Go on, Thingy Bob's over from Belgium. Come on, have one. You have one. Oh, sod it. You have 2, 3, 4. Night's gone. What happens? You wake up in the morning, you get a horrendous hangover. What also happens in the morning? That guilt, that frustration. That's your soul suffering, going, I told you. I said not to go. I said not to feel it. And your ego is now feeling sorry for itself. Because not only is your body aching, you know that you should have listened to your truth, but you went. Because you said the wishy-washy word. So the word no is a power soulful word. I know. I'm knowing. But if you also flip it no, the sound is exactly the same. It's a boom, nope. So when you know, you know. When you know, you say no. You stand on it. Truth is harder to say no because it's always going to be met with resistance. But it's a truth still. The soul words, yes and no, are both soulful if you listen to your soul. That's the truth. So instead of the wishy-washy words, I will, or no. I will is another soulful confirmation word. What do you do when you leave this world? You write a will. If you ask someone for help, say, are you willing to help me? A lot of people can't get away from the feelings. No, I'm not willing to help you. They're stuck in it. You trapped them. Unless they can stand on their truth. Will is powerful. So say, no, I will not be coming. Or not even what you, no, I won't be coming. No, mate, I will be staying at home today with the kids. And tell your feelings. It'd be great to see you and we'll sort something out. I'm staying with my kids today. I've been working all week and I really just want to spend some time with them. That's how you felt. Watch how it's received. Oh, mate, well, hope things are good at work. Thank you. Don't take their guilt. Don't put on your own guilt. So if you do go, you've lied to your soul suffers the next day. Ego is now taken over. But if you don't go, you were true to your soul. You lied to your mates by saying, yeah, I might do. Your mate would go, why did you say you might do if you knew you weren't going? We've all done it and we all still continue to do it. It's just something to be aware of. Again, when I share these stuffs, guys, a lot of this is from my own experiences. Doesn't mean now I'm a master and I'm perfect. No, not even slight. I'm aware of it though. And when I do certain things, I have a complete battle because I'm aware of it and I really am true to my word. The only thing that stops that is now time. So if I say I'm going to do something, I will. In this moment in time, I'm busy saving the world. I'll put that one up there. That's my excuse, my ego. However, if I will say something, I will do it. Someone asks for help, I'll help. See, on the Telegram groups, ask questions. You get your answers. But engaging on other stuff at the moment, my choice is what's going on here. So we've got a choice. So the wishy-washy words, change them. Speak your truth. Be confident with it. And take your time. Don't do it reactively. Predetermine these certain conversations. Go through it in your head. Like I said, when you ask then, you're in fear. I know what's coming back. You can do that on any situation. Ask a question and just think of what the answers they can come back with. Q, question. They only can come back with, I'd say 5 on any question. Not many answers they can come back with that will lead you down to the next part. So you're ahead on the conversations. Your words play such a key role with the engagement here, but also the words dismiss our experience. We said that earlier as well. We say the word tree, but if you go for the walk next time and lose the word tree and just look at every tree that you pass, just look at it. It's not called tree anymore. You're like, oh my God, everything's so different and unique. Didn't even notice the colors. Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, you get that because you're seeing things differently. I had to tell a dear friend that I'm done with drinking. She asked me, how long will this spirituality last? I said, forever. She has accepted it. Love her. Love that. I'm done with drinking. Love that. Tell me now on the next time, Brule River Girl, thank you for sharing. So now you're done with drinking. What are you doing now? I'm doing things that serve me. I love the question when someone, and rarely ever now, why don't you drink? For some people are curious. It does not serve me. I'm so much happy now. There's my truth. It can't ever be refuted. I say it didn't serve me and I finished it off in flow. They now have a choice to make that flow negative. And as soon as they make it negative, I go, why are you making it negative for? It's a good thing. Like, I'm happy. Feelings. Always bring it back to feelings. And when they take you away from your own feelings, look what you just said though. I said, I'm really happy. And you said, that's wrong. How does that make sense? I'm happy, really happy. So you protect your energy because your words are a truth. They try to take you off topic. Say, listen to the words I just said. Read what I just said back. What bit's negative? You're making it negative. You're making assumptions. Don't let other people give you a label that represents other people that are similar to you or like the same things. And just because you're a flat earther or you're a gamer, you're this sort of person. You're a CrossFitter. You're that sort of person. Don't take the labels. I like CrossFit. I used to like gaming. Don't take the labels. So wishy-washy words, positive or negative, and then the words that dismiss our experience. We are on a spiritual journey. And like Brule said, it lasts forever. Every day is the journey. And every day there's magical things that take place. And I know everyone watching on here, ears are ringing. Quite a lot. Synchronicities are coming. Numbers are popping up all the time. Manifest, things that you say happen, or someone comes into your life at the right time. We all experience it now because the awareness is there. This is the world that we live in. We're the creator. We put it out there. We put it out there and continue, repeat that pattern. The universe makes sense of it. So when the universe provides us with magical moments, spiritual moments, godlike moments, ghost-like moments, moments that have you lost for words, it was those moments. We dismiss them with our words. So God's just given all these moments for you. You say, oh my God, first of all, you label it. That's unbelievable. That's unreal. God's like, I just saw it, you just saw it. That is believable. You're doubting me? That's unreal. How? You saw it, you felt it, you experienced it. That's as real as it can be. That's incredible. That's mad. That's crazy. That's unreal. That's sick. That's mental. What do many of us say? That's weird. It was so weird. No, it's so magical. It was so real. It was credible. It was believable because that's God. We doubt the experience with our words, and we're talking directly to God, the creator, source, universe, your body. Your body created it and manifested it as your energy. You put it out there, it's coming back. And then you doubt your own body with your words. Who hears those words? That was unreal. We did the work together and you're saying it's not real. Doubt it with your experience. So pay attention to your words. The more you embrace the universe, the more you accept it. I think I've got a nice quote here somewhere. Oh, I've got a new one, new videos for you on words as well. So let me just show you appreciation, I think it would be. Here we go. This was one of my favorite quotes during my Deepak Chopra's primordial sound meditation. All this stuff went well over my head when but I had it on repeat. I was just listening and now it all makes sense. But this was one of my favorite. These are my old posts. Let me do it on that one. That's easier to read. When you are appreciating creation as much as the creator, then the creator will ask, who is appreciating my creation as much as me? Let me see this person. Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. When you appreciate what's out there, it appreciates you back. When you appreciate your body gives you abundance back. It loves you anyway, but give it appreciation. You've ignited it. It's like your dog when it sees you for the first time, wagging the tail and stuff. Oh my God, I've seen your back. Yeah, that's you. That's your body. So start appreciating your life. Appreciate the darkness. Appreciate the past. Appreciate all the downtimes that you've had, all the low points. They're your story, your strength, your teachings. In those problems, there's solutions, there's meanings. There's now stories to share with your loved ones. There's stories to inspire the world with. That's yours. And it will always be yours. And you are now the author of your story. You now put that into words, knowing that you can always change the story with words, but the truth still remains the truth. So that was a really nice one. So I wanted to show you how the spiritual aspect of us, because the English language deception, we read the book like this, but if you look in, say, China or somewhere in that part of the world, it's always the other way. We've been told to think mirror. Everything is not as it seems. We've just accepted this is the way you read. This is what reading is. It's just a load of words. We've given it the meaning. That's a mind. It's just words. And all these words in the book have got power. Like your parking ticket bill, just words. Like your test results, your body's bad. You've taken that truth on, now you've manifested it inside your body. Because you know your body wasn't 100% anyway, but you didn't realize that you was in calmness most of the time. You just need awareness. They trick you with words, with contracts. Morning, Middah. So, spiritual beings, there's always. This is magic. This guy's called David Oates. This was shown first to me from Dave Murphy, The Language of Creation. We learn the English language backwards before we learn it forwards. Subconscious. This is magical. This then also shows you that truth always wins. You cannot deceive truth, regardless, because when we bring it to energy, when we quantify it, which they've done, and soon the technology is going to show us in abundance, you're going to see the power of your words. That is so magical that even within the noise, there's the truth. Watch this. You're going to love this. We'll start with Obama. When Obama, and it's the way you say the words. Like I said, we could all say the same thing, play it backwards. They have different meanings because it's the feeling that comes through. Obama, when his campaign was, yes, we can. Many people may know this, but backwards, it says, thank you, Satan. You cannot lie from this. I'm going to show you David Oates. This is brilliant. And thank you, child Q-Light. Listen to you, Harry. It's a magical moment. Oh, thank you. And again, close your eyes now, people. 1:33. Close your eyes now. And again, I'll ask you. So go to your feelings. Ego or soul. So you're in your truth. How do you make that feeling better? Well, now I found it. I now use my mind to use my imagination. I think of my best self. I start thinking of my loved ones and seeing them enjoy and helping others. Now feel that feeling, it enhances. I see myself laughing. I see myself looking in the mirror saying, fuck, you've changed. You look amazing, you're glowing. I've looked through the eyes of my soul in the mirror. I'm like, well done. That was a journey and we're still going. That's all truth. You have the choice to say all that to yourself, to feel it all. In your imagination, when your eyes close, nothing's real. It is. Your imagination is real because you're having the experience. All of this is simple stuff. It's just having that reminder each time and catching yourself. So, watch this. I love this.
I'm going to play this one now.
Yes, we can. Yes, we
So
can.
somebody's taken
Yes, we can.
the speech
Yes, we
where
can.
he says, yes, we can 4 times. So what he's going to do is actually copy it and sort of copy it across. So there's 2 copies of that speech. And then he's going to select the second copy. Okay, so just paste the second copy there. Going to select the second copy and reverse it. Just going to hit reverse. Now it's going to play it. See if you can tell what
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Did you hear it? Thank you, Satan. He says that a lot. During the campaign trail, I've said it a lot. And some of them are really, really absolutely clear. And even there was a song that was out that featured all these celebrities, singing along and saying, yes, we can. And yes, they were absolutely clear as well. The funny thing is, if you or I said it, it wouldn't come out as thank you, Satan. Yeah, you have to say it in a very specific way that you can't, actually make yourself say it so it will come out in reverse. Yeah, it's literally something inherent in us. It's no accident, as you can see from the picture of Obama there. There's no accidents when they take pictures or make things for TV. You see the horns? Yeah. It's not an accident. No. If they were setting this up for his TV appearance, they would have gone, oh, look, it looks like he's got horns. Let's change the backdrop. No, it was deliberate. When I first come across this reverse speech, it just so happened that I realized that I was on the mailing list of a guy called David Oates. And I've been getting these emails from him for years. And I kept ignoring them. I was like, reverse speech, that sounds vaguely satanic. I don't want to really do anything with it. So I ignored them until I started researching language. I thought, let me have a listen to what he's got to say. And it was pretty amazing.
35 years ago, my life changed very dramatically. I was in the bathroom, listening to a Walkman, dancing to the music, when suddenly the Walkman fell out of my belt straight into the toilet bowl. And I pulled the thing out, and it was useless. I took it apart, tried to dry it out with the hair dried, and then I put it back together again, and only worked backwards. So I had this totally useless Walkman that only played backwards. For some reason, I kept it. I've no idea why. And then when I moved back to Australia, and a few months later, I was running a halfway house for street kids. I'm a youth worker by profession. That's my early career. And one of the kids gave me a tape of an evangelist. And he was preaching the rock and roll is the devil's music. And if you take records and run them backwards, you can hear the voice of Satan. I go, oh, yeah. But I said, look, I put it backwards playing Walkman at home. Let me go and put some of these tracks in and see what I can hear. So I got on my Walkman, I wired it up to my stereo, and I'm going to play you a couple of reverse backward messages I found in music right back at the very beginning before I moved on to speech. So this is Creedence Clearwater Revival. Okay, I run in reverse. This is not a deliberate backward message. This is done quite unintentionally. And so you can hear him singing, I believe in my cool woman. That's straight backwards. Let me run the whole tape backwards for you, and you'll hear it amongst the gibberish. You hear that amongst the gibberish there? I believe in my cool woman. So, okay, so I go, well, this is very interesting. What on earth is this? So then here's another one I found in music. This is back in my early days. Talking about finding her perfect man, and she sings backwards, he'll come out full of magic. I'm scratching my head. This is back in my, my late 20s. I go, well, this is all very weird. What on earth is this? So I spent probably about 3 or 4 months running my whole musical collection backwards. And most people thought I'd gone crazy. My parents were quite concerned about it. Especially when I went and asked my mum for the Hallelujah chorus. She said to me, you're not going to play the Hallelujah chorus backwards. Here we have a modern one. This is Miley Cyrus.
Why does every outdoor brand think I want to look like this? I know I don't. Gear today is getting out of control, especially the pants. They're putting seams and zippers all over the place just to make them look the part. All these extra pockets are in really awkward locations, and they're definitely not comfortable. And zip-off pants, well, those don't look good on anyone, unless you have the body for it. Why can't you have a pair of technical pants that are perfect for everyday wear? Introducing the traveling pants. We set out to create an adventure travel gear company that's focused on great design. We started with a clean, simple chino style cut that's not too baggy and not too tight. Then we added 2 hidden zipper pockets directly behind the main front pockets. And since they zip closed, this allows you to keep your valuables secure.
Cyrus in the song Wrecking Ball.
We clawed, we chained our hearts in vain, we jumped, never asking why.
Are you familiar with Miley Cyrus' videos? Well, this reversal won't be a surprise. This girl, Horny, she loves you.
This girl, honey, she loves you. This girl, honey, she loves you.
Typical Miley Cyrus. Yeah. Then we started to find this stuff in normal human speech. We never thought it would exist in speech. Currently, it was just music, you know. So I'm going to play a couple of examples in speech to start off with. This is Angelina Jolie.
I grew up kind of very aware of my own emotions.
I grew up very aware of my own emotions. Here, listen carefully. Tell me what she's saying backwards.
I am very aware.
I'm very aware.
Here.
I'm very aware.
I'm very weird.
Very aware. Who heard very aware? Okay, let's do it again. Here we go.
I am very aware.
You hear that?
I'm very aware.
So she says forwards, I grew up very aware.
I grew up kind of very aware of my own emotions.
We run it backwards.
I'm very aware.
You heard amongst the gibberish there? No. Okay, let's play another simple example. This is Newt Gingrich.
It's an amazingly badly written bill.
Backwards, he says this.
A real bad deal. A real bad deal.
You hear that there?
A real bad deal.
Real bad bill. Let's run the whole lot backwards.
Boy, a real bad deal. Is he a minister?
So literally, if you take speech and run it backwards, about once every 15 or 20 seconds, you'll hear this very clear phrase amongst the gibberish. We spent several months researching this, running tape backwards, and by the time we had about 1,000 or 2,000 reversals, we felt confident enough to write a theory. And the theory that Greg and I came up with was that language is bi-level, forwards as well as backwards. As the human brain is constructing the sounds of speech, it's putting those sounds together in such a way that we're saying two things at once. One forward from the conscious mind, and the other one in reverse from the unconscious mind. This is the natural function of language. There's nothing occultic or satanic about it. It's a previously undiscovered human sense. And let's play another simple one from a politician. Here we have Hillary Clinton on the campaign trail having a go at Donald Trump.
You know what? It also matters when he makes fun of people with disabilities. Calls women pigs.
And here she says, and I'll scam you.
And I'll scam you.
I'll scam you. I'll scam you.
Very clear. And let's run the whole lot backwards. Here we go.
You don't listen to me, and I'll scam you, sir. I'm sorry.
You hear how that occurs among the gibberish? I'm playing it backwards, so you can see I'm not altering the tape here. This is straight forwards, straight backwards. Some of my critics say, well, I'm altering the tape to make the reversals appear there. Believe me, it would take far much more work to alter the tape to create a reversal.
This is an incongruent reversal.
However, things start to change. Here he is talking about Mexico paying for the wall.
What's the difference? I want to get the wall started. I don't want to wait a year and a half until I make my deal with Mexico. So, and we probably will have a deal sooner than that. And by the way, Mexico has been so nice.
Okay, so saying Mexico is going to have a deal soon. Backwards, he says, they will not deal with us.
We are feeling.
Hear that one okay? So that's incongruent, it's contradictory. He's saying forwards will make a deal with Mexico, backwards they will not deal with us. Are we going to get a deal from Mexico to pay for the wall?
No way.
Ain't going to happen.
So when I first watched this, I wasn't aware of all the Trump stuff. And so I just thought, oh, Trump's lying. And he is lying in a way because we're in full control. When David Oates over the COVID, he did all the reverse speeches on Biden and Trump and everyone. Trump was always truth. And that's where this really confirmed a lot of stuff for me. And so it's always the truth backwards. And if you are saying something, but the intention's wrong, it'll give you that on the backwards phrase.
No way.
Never going to happen. This is Patsy Ramsey, the mother of John Benet Ramsey, the beauty queen who was murdered in Boulder back in 1796.
We feel like there are at least two people on the face of this earth that know who did this. And that is the killer and someone that person may have confided in.
There's a killer and someone that person, referring to the killer, may have confided in. Backwards, she tells us who that person or the killer is. Listen very carefully to what she's saying.
And
Whoa.
I'm that person. Who heard that? I'm that person. Yeah, absolutely. I got reversal to explain the whole thing. I won't go into it. I don't have time, but I've done whole programs on that. Okay, so that's Patsy Ramsey. I'm that person. And here we have Scott Peterson. He's currently sitting in death row in California.
This one's mad.
Murdering his wife to cover up an affair. Scott Peterson, yeah. So here he is being interviewed. Reporter said, "Did you murder your wife?"
Did you murder your wife? No, I did not.
Backwards he says, "Neck, I hit hard." When they found her body, he was decapitated. So what he did was, he was neck, I hit hard.
So that's an example of,
So you can start. I won't play it all because it'll give you something to go and watch. Bob, I'll share that in the meditation group and the divine. I'll put in a few of the groups on Telegram, and also under this video I'll share that. That's definitely worth a watch for anyone. That documentary, to reconnect with loved ones, that's a great one to watch. It's just interested, doesn't need another explanation. It gets the mind thinking, it'll get you talking about certain things, and it make you aware of so much stuff. So Dave Murphy, he's been a real inspiration for me all throughout the years. Common Law years ago, Dave Murphy was on that documentary, The Straw Man. He's been a big part of this movement here in the UK as well. Flat Earth, Dave Murphy. Urine therapy, Dave Murphy. There's loads. The language stuff has been, and then the Bible. If people want to see a really good interview I did with him, I was fortunate enough to meet him at one of the vaccination center close downs before I come out to America. And he agreed to come on the show. He does a great last chapter on the Old Testament. It's brilliant. It ties in with a lot of stuff that I've been sharing recently. His research is so in depth. So I'd encourage watch that. I can leave that link as well. So a big shout out to Dave. And the last words I really want you guys to leave with today, these are the two most powerful words. And because you're now aware of the words that you speak and you have a choice how to define yourself every time. So the words I am, any words that follow I am is a truth. And we use words like, how are you feeling? I am tired. I am hungover. I am busy. I am stressed. No, you're not. But by saying that, you're telling your body with a confirmation, I'm stressed. I'm hungover. I'm busy. I'm fat. I'm ugly. If you use those words, I am is a truth always. When someone says, how old are you? First of all, you're taking on oldness, and then you say, I am. And you give it a number, and it's your image of that number is what you will become. You put it out there. The mind is manifesting your reality with the words that you then choose to go with it. So in Brazil and Portuguese, they don't even say that. How many years do you have? I have this many years. There's no attachment. Same like when someone on here said, my anxiety. It's not yours. Don't call it mine. My stress, no, it's not yours. None of it's yours. There you go. It's there. So next time someone asks you, how are you? I am, and really followed by a truth. And if we bring it to a spiritual being having a human experience, we call ourselves a human being. In the moment, you have a choice then what follows being. And I like to use the example of that word vulnerable. Everyone talks about, so good that you're vulnerable. You're so brave for being vulnerable. Vulnerability, for me, vulnerability is a past. It's a label. The moment you say something that you deemed as vulnerable, you're not being vulnerable anymore. You're being strong. You're being courageous. I wouldn't put I'd put vulnerability under ego. Ego's the teacher. because in that moment, you're not being vulnerable anymore, you're being. So I then ask you, and this is how you define it. What are you being in this moment? I am a human being. Would you leave that last word as vulnerable? I am a human being. You finish that sentence off. Or I am a human being courageous. I am a human being truth. Because in that moment, that's all it was. Because you said it with awareness. You said it with presence, the gift. You said it with consciousness, Christ, the Son, the soul, the truth. So bring awareness to your words, people. Play with it. Again, life is every day. Every day is a new day. Every day we get to show up. Every day we're a student of life. That means a student of yourself. When you become aware of yourself, you learn about other people. You got a lot more appreciation. Your words, their words, your energy, their energy. It's the same energy source. We share it all. You're the conductor of all of it when you're aware. And I encourage people, bring awareness to your words first, and quickly you'll see how negative people are. Quickly you'll see how many people are down in the dumps because of the words they choose. Again, earlier we looked at the emojis. How many angry emojis you got using regularly? Why are you getting angry when we find this already? Anger's only internal. And usually there's a lot of sadness to come out. Sadness is the soul. I invite people, come and join us for meditations. Tomorrow I've got a powerful one that I created. It's called Soul, Mind, Body, Soul. No, it's not. It's called Soul, Mind, Body, Mind, Soul. We're going to go through the different roles and then we'll put them all together. And you're going to see how empowered you are at each one. And with that awareness, you're going to see everything else start shifting, because the awareness in one is the awareness in all. I am well, I am whole, I am light. I love that. And I feel it. They're confirming things. A lot of people don't say the confirmation after because you have to stand on it. No, you're not. Stop lying. They're in the past. You're changing. Stand on your truth and then follow with your actions and be consistent at them. So people, thank you so much. If you've enjoyed that, a big shout out to everyone that has purchased coffee for me, because that really does help. And I've realized that a lot of my work will be now on Rumble. And if you want me to discuss certain topics, everything I teach now comes back to ego or soul, everything. So if you want a focus, if you want me to talk for a group, or we can get it, like I do it all on Rumble, we can get that going. And yeah, for me now, it's about just getting the awareness out there for our feelings first, because then everything else, you make sense of what comes. You let go of what comes your way. But it's your choices. It's your opinions, your words, it's your experience. And then you ask other people to share it. What do you think? What's your thoughts? What's your feelings? Thank you, Bob. And then this week, I'm going to do a few more videos for loved ones. So it's almost like, what's going on? Well, let me just show you Donald Trump. Here. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much, Durandor. Thank you. That's the first one I've received on here. So that's thank you so much. And guys, I promise to continue that. I've realized as well, I don't talk about my personal training days much at all. I was one of the best personal trainers in the UK. And I know why. It's because I cared. I was passionate about certain stuff. And there was a lot of things that I weren't good at. And now looking back, I realized because it was overcomplicated. It was too much mind. So I'm going to bring a lot more of the fitness stuff back into it, because it all has a role. And also we all want changes in many different aspects of it. Our body is our vessel. Our body is God. Our body is perfection, complete perfection. If we have faith in our body, then we then have to rely on the mind, re-mind with our soul. Tell the truth. Your body will then respond. You give the environment with your words and your thoughts. Your body's actions will then follow. I really encourage people, start getting used to speaking to your soul. Because if you don't want to take ownership at the moment, don't talk to yourself, talk to your soul. But just know when you're speaking to your soul, to feel it, it will be inside your body. So you're speaking to yourself. Soul, self. And then just add the sun in there. Your sun, your light is the Son of God too. Co-create. So peeps, happy Sunday. I'm going to get a tiny bit more of my lobster tan, a bit golden brown today. And then I will see you all tomorrow. Meditations are going to be on Justin Carpenter's page, Justin Carpenter on Telegram at 8 a.m. my time, which is 4 p.m. UK. And it will also be my meditation page, 9 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But again, on Telegram, all the group and stuff's on there. So people, sending love to everyone. Thank you so much. We'll see you all very, very soon.